structures that are hard to see on the cadavers themselves. On your list, which one comes first? I think the male does. Okay. So as far as the models are concerned, on both of these, orient yourselves with the urinary bladder, which is this in the male and this in the female. Okay, it's a great reference point.
Okay.
Whoops. So in the male, first thing on your list is?
Prostate gland.
Okay, that is this brown structure right here, right underneath the urinary bladder.
Seminal vesicles.
That is, one of them is this coiled tube structure that's here, that's the seminal vesicle.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and there's a companion on the other side.
Vas deferens.
That's the white tube that's here, this white
Okay.
tube.
This one on here?
The white one, yeah.
Okay.
You see the piece of it that's coming on the edge on
Okay.
the picture there. Right? For reference, this yellow tube that's here, that's the ureter. Okay? And on this model, you see the hole on the inside of the urinary bladder where it empties
Okay.
in.
Okay.
Okay? And on yours, you can't see it. You just see the hole where the ureter would empty into.
Okay.
Right.
The penis is next.
Okay, that everybody knows what that is. That's right there. Okay.
Corpora cavernosa.
Okay. The internal structure of the penis is erectile tissue. And there are 3 chambers, long tubular chamber orientation, 2 on the top, right next to each other, and 1 ventral underneath. Those are the corpora cavernosa across the top, corpora plural, since there are 2 of them, a left and a right. And on this model, it is represented up here, they're on the dorsal surface, so they got that right. Represented also by these red and green lines, which they kind of just got squiggled across.
Looks
Okay.
like
Those are the,
That's the corpora cavernosa.
oh, okay, just that.
Yeah. And in your books, both lecture and lab, they do have cross sections of this, so then you get a visual. Yep, there's 2 left and right. This is just a slice down the center.
Okay.
And the next one should be the corpus spongiosum. Okay, corpus because there's only one. It's singular. That's on the ventral surface, indicated by this area here where you have the red and green dots.
Okay.
Mm-hmm, that's what I was about to say.
Urethra is in
Okay.
the next.
One thing that they didn't get right on this model is the position of the urethra. The male urethra is long, and we'll talk about the 3 different sections, but the portion that's in the penis itself is, of course, the penile urethra. And the location is not here between these 2, as it's indicated. It is actually in the corpus spongiosum itself.
Oh.
So they should have this a little further down. Okay?
So urethra.
But nonetheless, for this model, that's the penile urethra specifically. Sometimes called the spongy urethra because it's in the corpus spongiosum. Okay. Then you've got the what?
Prostatic
Okay.
and then membranous are
Right.
both under there.
Yeah, the prostatic urethra is the portion that's within the prostate gland. Okay,
Right.
makes sense. Don't confuse this with this one coming in from the back and from the side. That's part of the ejaculatory duct.
Okay.
Okay? This section right here, this red represents some of the pelvic floor muscles and tissues and things like that. That's the membranous urethra. It's just a
Right.
small little
Okay.
section.
Okay.
All right? And then as soon as it enters the body structure of the penis itself, internally, it becomes the penile urethra.
Okay.
Okay? Somebody knocked down a camera or something? Anything else as far as the male model goes?
Nope, that's all that's
Okay.
on the male model.
All right. Then the female model is this one. Again, orient yourself with the urinary bladder right there.
Okay.
So the first thing on your list is?
Uterus.
Okay, the uterus is this structure right above the urinary bladder. Okay. In the male, you start at the urinary bladder and go inferior. In the female, you go superior as far as the immediate corresponding structures. Okay.
Myometrium and endometrium.
Okay, myo means muscle. So the myometrium is the muscular layer, which is predominantly what the uterus is. It's a large muscular pouch. Okay? The endometrium, endo means inside. That is the lining of the uterus, as indicated by this peach color, whatever that line is there.
Okay.
And this, of course, this thin slit is the cavity of the uterus.
Right. Cervix.
Cervix is a cap, literally. It is this area right here at the end, okay? Not the space that's there below it. It is this cap. Okay, now there is that little orifice there, necessary, for the menstrual flow, childbirth, and so on. But it is just that cap, the
It's just
cover,
this.
if you will, of the, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Mhm. That space immediately below it is the terminal end of the vagina, which I think is the next
Yes, it
thing
is.
that's on there. So that's the whole tube. Okay.
Vagina and then urethra.
Okay, the female urethra is just this little tube that's right here. Coming out.
And then we don't need to know anything about the fallopian tube or the ovary.
You do, most of that's on the cadaver.
Okay.
But for reference, I can point them out here as well.
Okay.
Are we gonna have the female cadaver?
Yeah.
for- Okay.
That'll be
Oh.
on. You'll revisit that this time for the reproductive structures.
Okay.
Here, we've got this yellow bulbous thing, which seems to be embedded in this other stuff. That's the ovary, okay? This thing that's coming over the top, like a hand like this, these structures here are the fimbriae, okay? And then here, they come together and they form the fallopian tube, or the uterine tube, or oviduct, goes by a bunch of different names, which comes here, okay? Everything else is ligaments, so we're not gonna worry about those,
Okay, cool.
all right?
They're a lot of
And
fun when you
that's it.
stretch when you're pregnant.